Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial. So we're gonna work on this project of computer network. So where we're gonna have a server virtualization, and this server will have a Red Hat server with all packages and two XP clients and one Red Hat client and main domain controller where we're gonna find an organization unit, one who will create a HR, finance, IT, and students, and we will also create a replica of this main domain controller to back it up when there is an expected shutdown of this main domain controller, so it can back it up. So we're gonna use a domain as a choggam.rw. So and we're gonna use this subnet mask and so let's get started with the Red Hat server. So Red Hat server will do the following services: Telnet, DHCP, Samba, and FTP and SSH. So let's install the Red Hat server. So before you install the Red Hat server, you need to double check your ROM capability. So going to the task manager, performance, and you select the memory. So for me, I have 16 GB RAM, so it's good for me. So for those who has raw RAM, so let's use 256 MBs for client and 512 for servers. But for me, I want to boost the performance so I can speed up this tutorial. So I'm gonna use 1024 like 1 GB RAM for the servers and 1.5 GB for the client. So let's go ahead and restart our virtual machine. So by clicking new, I'm gonna do Red Hat and select the version 64 bits. Next, uh, by recommendation they gave me 1024, so it is 1 GB ROM. Next, and create the virtual hard disk VDI dynamically allocated. So for here I'm gonna do 20 GB because I need also to do the swap create. So after creating, I'm gonna configure this Red Hat by clicking setting. I'm gonna go to advanced. So I want to share the clipboard by by taking something from outside of this virtual machine to here by dragging and drop. Also by control copy and paste. So I'm gonna do by direction. So for the system, I want my mouse to be integrated with this my machine and this virtual machine. So I'll, I'll use USB tablet. And for the storage, I'm gonna insert my image. So my image is called Red Hat 6.iso. So on the network, I'm gonna do the bridged adapter. So others you can left it that it is. So we can start our virtual machine. So I'm gonna click enter. So install the system. So they are asking me if I want to test the media before installing it, but I'm gonna skip this step. So skip installation media found. So click next, English, next, keyboard US English, next, basic storage device, next. So initialize all. So I need to name this computer. So I'm gonna call it server. Next. So for here I'm in Kigali. So I'm gonna select Kigali. Next. So the root password I'm gonna make it easy. So I'm gonna write 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Next. So prompting me for because it is a weak password, use it anyway. So create a custom layout. Click create custom layout next and select the free section, create standard partition, create. So mount point you're gonna select this all, this backslash is called all. So the size of the MBs I'm gonna do the 10k MBs. It's approximately 1 GB, but it's not 1 GB, 1 GB. So 10k, click OK. Select again on this free section, create, standard partition, create. And here on the mount point, leave it nothing. So the file system, do the swap. So here you're gonna do the times 2 of your RAM. So for those who has raw RAM, so you have used 512, right? So if you have used 512, you're gonna do them math for 512 times 2. So you're gonna insert 1024 as a 1 GB, but for me it is 1024, so I'm gonna multiply by 2. It's 2048, means it's 2 GB. So click OK. So for this size remaining, don't worry. So click next. Format, write the change to the disk. So for here, do nothing, click next. So this section, we need to use the desktop the desktop layer. So if you click basic server, it's gonna come in command line interface. So if you are familiar with it, it's okay. But I like the desktop, so click next. So it's gonna start the installation. So as you know, the patience is the key. So you're gonna let it install. So you're gonna come back later. As you can see, my installation is beginning. So installation has finished, so we need to reboot our virtual machine. So after rebooting, you will get this dialog saying welcome. So click forward. We agree to the licenses. So click forward. So we're gonna create the username. So let's write Patus, and the password I'm gonna do the simple one, 123, 123. So forward. Yeah, I know the password is too weak, but continue anyway. So I want to match my time as this one. So forward, yes. So if you get this memory configure key down, click OK. So finish. Let it reboot. So as you can see, the user Patus is already here, but we need to configure the server. So we don't need to go to the user. So I'm gonna click on other. So write root, enter. So the root password, if you remember it, so we have created the password earlier, 123456. So login. So you're gonna get this. You are trying to run. So click do not show me this again. Close. So we're gonna right click open terminal. So we need to configure to give it the IP address. So let's see the network component. So we're gonna write if config. So if you write if config, there is internet 0 and a loopback network. So we're gonna configure the internet 0 and give it the IP address statically. So we're gonna write setup. So using the arrow keys, so go to the network configuration, hit enter, device configuration, internet 0. So go down. It's using a DHCP, but we want to give it the IP statically. So if you reach here, you need to place space. So in static IP, write the IP address we have given here. We're gonna use this IP. So 192.168.10.1. Yeah. So I think the one will be the router. So we're gonna do two. So the net mask, it is /24 /24. So means there is no subnets. So default gateway IP. So we're gonna write the IP of the main router. So primary DNS server. We're gonna write the DNS of Google. So 8.8.8. So using arrow keys, click OK, save, save and quit. So if you run if config again, you're gonna see there is no IP address. So we're gonna activate this Ethernet 0. So we're gonna write if up Ethernet 0, hit enter. So as you can see, it is activated. So we're gonna run again to check if config Ethernet 0. As you can see, there is an IP address. Okay. So after that, we're gonna start the service network manager. Start, and also we're gonna start the service network start. So it is shutting down all the interface and restart it again. So if you hit again if config Ethernet 0, so it didn't activate the Ethernet 0. So we're gonna do it manually if out, and as you can see here, it is saying it is connected. It is telling you to disconnect here, but it is connected. So we need to create a directory. So we will be working on it. So we're gonna call it we're gonna call it 2022. Hit enter. So make sure your CD of Red Hat it is inserted. So as you can see, it pop up after I inserted. So we're gonna write CD media Red Hat, the name of the CD. So gonna go to the packages, hit enter. So gonna run the command like copy all on that directory we have created. So it's copying all the packages. It's copying all the packages to that directory we have created. So we're gonna install the services, RPM, IVH, Delta. And also after installing the Delta service, and you can also install Python Delta. Alright, so now I'm gonna also install the services of creating a repo, a repository. So create repo. So after installing that services, so we're gonna create the repo. Gonna create the repo of those all packages on these CDs. So it's gonna take a while to finish. So as you can see, all my repo have been created. So I'm gonna open this file on this repo. So I'm gonna call it photos.repo. So for the first line, I'm gonna write server. Oh, I forgot to hit I to insert. So I'm gonna write server enter name equal to line at server. Space URL equal to file. That file we have created, and also write enable on underscore gpg check equal to 0. So hold shift and semicolon. First, you need to click escape button. So hold shift and semicolon and write WQ, right, and quit. So we're gonna load the third repository, yum repo list. So as you can see, the available repo list is 2679. So we need to change the directory on those repo lists. So want to list all. So as you can see, there is two repo lists. There is package kit media.repo and status repo. So we need to remove that package, that default package repo list. So we're gonna run remove /f package repo media. So hit enter and we do list again. There is only status to repo, but if you don't have it, no problem. So you can continue with the next command. So we're gonna install the dynamic host configuration protocol. So install DHCP So it is completed. So let's check if the DHCP is installed. So we're gonna run RPM. So as you can see, there is a version. If there is a version coming, so it is installed. If there is no version coming, so it is not installed. So I'm gonna copy and paste the first part of the directory of the origin. So we're gonna write copy user share document DHCP, the name of the file, so also the configuration of it, etc DHCP and DHCP daemon.conf, this configuration. So it's gonna prompt you if you want to overwrite it. So I'm gonna click Y, like yes. So this is where we copied that file, so we're gonna open it. So etc, so DHCP configuration. So as you can see, there's too many configuration here. So we need to go to the line 47. As you can see here, it's a line. So as you can see here, I am in line 1, line 4. So we need to go to line 47. So the line 47 is this one. So I'm gonna press I to edit. So I'm gonna edit this subnet. I'm gonna add my IP, the IP we are using. So the network it is 10.0 and the mask it is 225.0. So the range for our TCP IP, I want to set the range of our TCP configuration so it can get the automatic IP from this range. So I'm gonna set this range on 10 from 10.5 to 10.20. So it's gonna give at this range the automatic IP. So for here option domain name, we're gonna insert it our domain. So we will call our server, we will call it PC server. So dot our domain I'm gonna call it chogam.rw. So also our domain name will be chogam.rw. So our option router will be our first IP. So this broadcast address, we are going to delete it, and the default release time and the max release time, so leave it as it is. So press escape, hold shift and semicolon. So do WQ, right, and keep. So we're gonna start our service. So we're gonna check it to start. So service DHCP daemon start. Oh my god, start. So as you can see, our DHCP has started. And also, if you don't want to make sure if the server is powered off, and also it can be automatically configured after the boot up. So you're gonna write this command like check config DHCP daemon on. So that's it for the DHCP. So we're gonna install the let's see. So we have finished it for the DHCP. So we're gonna do for the Telnet. So let's do for the Telnet. So we're gonna run this. We're gonna check if there is a Telnet, the packet of Telnet. So as you can see, there is no version. So we're gonna install it. So we're gonna write yum install Telnet. So it's gonna ask yes or no, then I. So as you can see, if you run it again rpm Telnet, it's like asking, is there internet in my operating system? So as you can see, it gives out as a version of the Telnet we have. So we can also check the Telnet server. So there is no Telnet server, so you can do the yum install Telnet server. There is why it's like saying yes. So now there is no prompt of yes or no. So as you can see, it is completed. You can check it again. So as you can see, there is a version of it. So we're gonna check if there is signed installed. So rpm signed. As you can see, there is already a version of it. So if you don't have it, you know the drill. You're gonna write yum install and then so if for me, if I run this command, so it's gonna say already installed. So in the latest version, so nothing to do here. So we're gonna continue as let's change our directory as the our folder we created. So we're gonna open the configuration of the Telnet. So Telnet. So it looks like this. So I'm gonna press I to edit. Want to edit on the disable line, so I'm gonna clear this space and disable its node. So press escape key. So hold shift and semicolon to right and key. So I'm gonna write service second start. As you can see, this our service has started. If not, you have to troubleshoot on the previous configuration. So we also need to troubleshoot about our file if there is our file is turned on. So there is also the mistake. So let's go to the setup. Click file. So disable it by pressing space. So okay, yes. sheet. So as you can see, the Telnet, the Telnet, we need to add the user. So which our Telnet will use. So we're gonna add the user. User add. So you can add like let me see the name. So I can add Kevin. So let's use a user called Kevin. So click enter. So let's set a password on Kevin. Hit Kevin again. So select new password. So I'm gonna do 123. But password. So I did it too short. So I'm gonna type like a long one. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. New password. So I guess the first one has been entered. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 is the password of Kevin. So I think the telnet has been configured. So let's do the um, let's do the Samba configuration. So now we're gonna click RPM Samba to check if there is a Samba. So there is no Samba. So we're gonna do the yum install Samba. As you can see, there is a version of it, so the Samba is installed. So we'll check also the Samba common. The service is called Samba common. Also, it has been installed. Also, let's check for the Samba bind. So the Samba bind is not available. So yum install Samba bind. So as you can see RPM Samba window, so the version is there. So we're gonna do also RPM Samba bind clients. So there is also the version, so it is installed. So let's make a directory to share. So let's go on, let's change directory on it. So list, as you can see, there is a share folder here. So let's go list and share. As you can see, there is a root configuration as read and write configuration, also overwrite. So let's do command 777 share. So Samba share cube share. You can. Oh, there is some error. I think here there is a space. Okay, so we're gonna set a password on that user we have been created, Kevin. So we're gonna do Samba password Kevin. So let's set the Samba password. Let's also do it 123. 123. So as you can see, added user added called Kevin. So let's do the let's check the list of available Samba users. So we're gonna do this command edit space L. I write it bad, so it should be dit. Oh, this is D. Should be dit. So the only user on Samba configuration is this one, Kevin. You're gonna add if you want you can add another one. So we're gonna open the sample configuration. So again etc Samba smb conf. So press shift G to go to the last of the line. So we need to uncomment this publicity accessible directory. So we're gonna click I. So delete this comment. So for this public, do share. So comment to the domain stuff. So the path do the share. We have do the share. So publicity to public to no, and readable click yes, and printable no. And after this you need to create another one. So we're gonna write down valid users. Go to Kevin. And the other one will be host. Hello. Whoever who will be on this network. Dot. Make sure you have a dot here. So click the escape key, hold shift and semicolon, WQ, hit enter. So also you need to test if our configuration info is recognized by our system. So we're gonna do the test prompt. Press enter to see a dump for service definition. Enter. So as you can see, our comment is domain stuff as we have been writing it. So let's do service assembly start service and name b start. Also check it on the first logon assembly on. Also name b start. On. Okay, for the Samba it is finished. So let's go on the FTP. So we need to mount the Red Hat CD first. So mount the, because we have changed the directory, so I need to mount it again. So it is write protected, it is but mounted. So let's find this. So as you can see the folder. It is where it is located. So let's open the configuration of the FTP. VSFTP, VSFTP, FTP daemon, VSFTP.conf. Right, this is a new directory, so you don't need a new directory because there. So I need to first to install the very FTP protocol. So I need to install a daemon on it. So I'm gonna check if it is installed before I install it. So FTP daemon. As you can see, it is not installed. So I am installing this FTP daemon. Yes. So as you can see, it is completed, and you can see there is a version of it. Let's open its configuration. TC ESFTD ESFTD.com. So hit hold Shift G to go on the rest of the line. So need to press I to edit this configuration. So you're gonna do the user list deny equal to no in capital letters. So press the escape key, hold shift and semicolon, right and keep. So let's open the list configuration on this FTP user list. So as you can see, there is too many list users list. So we're gonna add our users. So hit I to insert. So space Kevin. So save it, and let's check the if the C-Linux is configured. So get Cebu. CP. Not bad. There is a mistake. I wrote get Cebu a grep FTP. So as you can see, the FTP home directory is off. So we're gonna set Cebu FTP home directory equal to on. So As you run it again, you can see it has been debated. So do service is FTP daemon start. As you can see, the FTP has been initialized. So also we need to, after FTP there is SSH. So we need also to configure SSH. So let's see if there is this service called OpenSSH. So as you can see, there is a version, so it is installed. Also in my account it is installed, and this one PC bind. As you can see, it is not installed, so you're gonna do yum install. PC bind. So it is already installed. I'm writing ICPI, so it is RPC bind. So it is already installed. Okay, so services. So now status. So as you can see, it's running. Also, if I hit services RPC bind status, also it's running. So we're gonna check this configuration on at the first login. So no need to type in again, and check also the RPC bind. So the SSH has been configured. So let's so for our work, we have finished to install all the services needed for the Red Hat. So the following is to install the Linux client, so you can check if it is communicating to each other. So maybe we need another installation for the Red Hat client. So we're gonna create it. So click new virtual machine. So Red Hat client version 64. So I'm gonna do the first term as we said. Next, create virtual machine dynamic located. So um, uh, also here let's do the 20 GB because we're gonna swap. So let's hit settings. Let's do bidirectional system. Let's do tablet display storage. Let's add the image. Audio network. Let's do bridge adapter. So click OK. So let's install it like we have done it earlier. So it's the same things. If you have started this video, so let's install it. So if you reach here for the client, so name it client. So click next. So the same time. So the password also I'm gonna do 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So use it anyway. So create custom layout, free, create, and font point all. So I'm gonna do also 10K here, 10K. So click OK. So also on this free create partition. Let's do a swap. So we're gonna do the times 2 of the rank. So it is 10 for 24. So next, someone add the test to the disk. Next, so desktop. Next, as we did earlier, no problem. So let's let it install. So as you can see, my RedHat client has been finished. So I'm going to do reboot. Taking some time. So as you can see, on my right side I have a server, and left side I have a client. So I'm gonna proceed to this. So here I'm gonna call it like focus / client. So I think I don't want to put. Okay, it's giving me hard choice. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, so forward. Finish. So on my right side I have a server, and my left side I have a client. So I'm gonna do the root, because if I'm going to check the Telnet or the SSH, maybe there will be no package on it, so I'm gonna need to install it. So that's why I'm going to the root, and also to the root it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Will not show me again. So I'm gonna click open in terminal. So I need to check my network configuration. So it is internet 0. So because this RedHat server is giving IP automatically, it is configuring DHCP. So this one it's going to take it. It's going to take it automatically. So I'm going to write if internet 0. So it is activating. But because I'm using the connection of this canal, so maybe it's going to take the default router. Let me see. Let's click setup network device configuration. So so let's click if config config internet 0. So as you can see, it is 167. Yeah, told you it's because of my internet here, because I did the bridge network. So I'm going to put it in the aeroplane mode. So let me disconnect it and connect it again. So let's see. It's on airplane mode, so there is no external internet connection. I think it's gonna take a while. So let's see the if configuration of internet 0. So as you can see, it has taken 5, and the mask it's so it has taken the IP automatically from this range. So on the server I had configured the first host to get 5. So as you can see here, it is 10.5. So let's run the telnet. So RPM will check if the telnet is installed. So as you can see, it's not installed. So I'm gonna insert the CD. So gonna install telnet. So telnet not available because in the wrong media RedHat packages. So we need to install. Uh, let's install the telnet. So install telnet. So there is 2 telnet available. So I'm gonna check 0.17. So yes. So let me do RPM QA telnet. So also I'm gonna install the server one. And install telnet. So telnet telnet server this one. And it's requiring this, so maybe I'm going to install it manually. Click to the disk, packages, open browse folder. So I'm gonna write telnet, but this one I have installed it. Hold on, but I did install it. So here, okay, the package had an error, so I'm gonna try to do RPM telnet. So it's there, so I'm gonna do telnet. I'm gonna telnet the IP of the server, tel2. So trying to connect. Let's wait. As you can see, there is a login. So I'm gonna write I think there is another one we created called Kevin. Kevin, its password was 123, I guess. So as you can see, we are on the terminal of Kevin. So we are in the use of Kevin. So the Telnet is working. Let's click exit. Connection closed by the phone host. So let's do the SSH. So let's see if it's installed. The open SSH. So also we're gonna install it. Install open SSH. So there is too many open SSH. So I'm gonna go with 5. Okay. So this I'm gonna install it manually. So open SSH. Open SSH. Already installed. Wow. So let's try to do SSH 192.1.2. So RCA fingerprint, yes. So it's gonna prompt me the root password. So you know the root password is 123.456. So as you can see, I am in the root at the server. So if I want to disconnect network, I can disconnect it. So SSH is working. So exit. So let's go to the FTP. There's a PM PSFTP. As you can see, there's no FTP installed, so I'm install PSFTP demand. No packages. Want to install this one, so yes. Warning. Why all the packages I'm going to install it manually? So I don't know. So I'm gonna do PSFTP. I don't know why I'm installing it manually. So let's check it again. As you can see, it is. So let's write FTP, the IP address of the server. We need another. Let's see. We need also the Zynet tag, Zynet TD. So store it. So let's run also again FTP. So not found again. So I want to know the FTP client. So let's run again FTP. So FTP is asking us the name, and the name was Kevin, and the password was 123. So as you can see, login successfully. So we are inside the FTP. So let's click exit. So let's test the Samba client. So um, you need to know if the Samba is installed. RPM Samba event Samba client. Samba client is installed, so let's use Samba client 192.168.10.2 user Kevin. So the password of the Kevin is 123. So as you can see, there is a table containing the shared name Kevin. So let's access. So that is the list of the Samba shared on the client machine. So let's access this Samba share. So Samba client 192.168.2 share. The folder was called share. So user Kevin. So was 123 the password. So as you can see, I'm inside the Samba. So I think it's working. So thanks for watching this video. As you can see, the RedHat server has configured the Telnet DHCP Samba FTP, and it's working on the RedHat client. It's getting all the service needed. So the part number 2 for this computer network project is about configuring the server, the main domain controller to control the client, the XP client, and and doing the deployment, software deployment, and also to access the SSH, Telnet, FTP, and even the XP client Windows can get uh, IP automatically using the DHCP created on the RedHat server. So uh, you need to see also the part 2 of this project. So stay tuned. Bye.